everyone. I would like to start off by introducing our group and our project. My name is Janice Piscatelli, and my team members are Katie Raditz, Wanda Morrison, and Kevin Burkitt. We have been tasked with exploring screencasting tools for our group project and with educating our audience with information around screencasting options for instructional designers that are starting out in their career. We decided to select a range of products that have basic to complex capabilities. The products that we chose to explore are Zoom, Screencast O Matic, Screencastify, and Camtasia. Throughout this presentation, we will discuss the rubric in which we assessed our tools against, how our tools performed within the rubric and why, and we will also provide additional reflection around our screencasting tools and our specific career perspectives. I'm now going to turn it over to Katie, who's going to discuss our group rubric.
Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Raditz, and I'm going to talk about the framework through which we rated our screencasting tools. So we came together and had to think about how we wanted to grade this, and we decided to grade from the perspective of a beginning instructional designer. And part of that meant we really wanted to look at what the free version of each product offered. So instead of trying to figure out the cost and which one had the best value, we really just looked at the free version of each of our products. So if you look at the screen, you can see our rubric has multiple criterias like product capabilities, the length of recording, the versatility of the program, software requirements, and editing features, and then the output. And we scored each of our tools either satisfactory, good, or excellent. We gave ourselves a little bit of wiggle room in there. It's 1, 3, and 5. So you could do kind of like an in-between. Good and excellent would be a 4, just because we know that some of these may hit some of the points, but not as well as the other products. The total score is 35, top score. And now we're all going to talk about how our products individually scored, and a little bit of information about why that is. So I'm going to pass it to Janice.
Thanks, Katie. So today I'm going to talk about Zoom as a screencasting tool. And most people are very familiar with Zoom as it's a very popular communication tool for companies and organizations that need to meet remotely. At my company, it's the primary tool used for meetings and presentations. So since we're currently using Zoom as our tool to record this presentation, I'm actually going to showcase a series of screenshots for you to see the product today. So the first slide is the application launcher, and in this case, Zoom is installed as an application to my Windows operating system. To launch a meeting, you would select, either new meeting or join a meeting. You can enter in a meeting ID or you can follow a link. Once the application is launched, you'll see a few controls. And here we have options for audio, video, security settings, a participant list, a poll option, an ability to chat to participants, and an ability to send emojis to express reactions within the meeting. And the most critical function for our presentation, the ability to share my screen. I can choose who can share their screen and when. When I want to share my screen, I'm given options to select which screen and how many screens or my entire desktop. The screenshot, the next screenshot actually shows what you would see if I were to share my screen if I were writing an email. You'll see here that there's the ability to stop the share right above. And then going back to meeting controls, if I select more, I have the option to record the entire presentation to the cloud. There is a 40-minute time restriction since we're talking about the free trial version. I also have the option to create breakout rooms and start a focus mode. And if I selected support, a Zoom representative would join my meeting to help me troubleshoot whatever technical issue I'm experiencing. If I went to my Zoom account, I'm actually able to view my recordings. And this allows me to watch my video on the web as well as download it. Additionally, I could share a link for others to watch it. The recording also provides me with an audio transcript as well. If I select the video to watch on the web, I'm able to select the playback range and trim the video. This is a very basic editing tool that Zoom offers, and it's the only editing tool that Zoom offers. If I wanted to start a focus mode, this would actually allow me to restrict who's being shown to the participants in terms of video and what content is being shown to participants. And this is often used in the larger meeting where group participation might be a distraction. In terms of the rubric, Zoom actually performed the lowest because of its editing capabilities. There's only one editing capability for this tool, so that actually brought it down pretty significantly in the rubric, as well as the video quality is only at the HD level. So that also brought it down within the rubric as well. It's scored moderate in a lot of other categories as well. So now I'm going to turn it over to Katie, who's going to go into Screencast O Matic.
Thank you, Janice. Okay, I did Screencast O Matic, and this is a program that you can access on the web. It is primarily for screencasting. So if you look at the screen, you can see that it creates a sort of dotted line on your computer screen, and that's where you see what you're recording on your computer screen. It gives you the option to record your screen, use your webcam and record, or both. So you can even have kind of like a talking head while you're explaining something. There's a lot of different functions for editing included in the free version. It's pretty impressive. Animations and different text overlays are all available, and lots of stock images that you can use, as well as the ability to take screenshots. I think one of the most valuable things about Screencast O Matic is that you can host and share your content through their website, even with a free account. So there's a lot there for its users. Places that my product scored low were in customer service. There's no live chat or phone customer service. And even though we do get some kind of neat editing features, it's not as robust as we would like to see for this type of program. The videos do cap out at 15 minutes, which is a little bit on the longer end of a free version, but may not be as much as everybody needs or wants. So that's why my product scored second lowest. And now I'm going to pass to Wanda, who's going to talk about Screencastify.
The minute-and-a-half presentation on how to send an email, a video email in Screencastify. And I found it easy to learn and easy to do. And I think whether you're an educator or whether you're a person in business, if you don't have much time to deal with a product that you have to screencast, it would be this product. It would save you a lot of time. When I take a look at how the product scored, it scored high in its capability to edit. They added a lot of new features to the editing group, and as well as the versatility and its product capabilities. Where they scored low is live chat, phone chat not being available, and also our free trial is only 5 minutes with recording and editing. So our competitors are doing much better than us, or so they really need to improve in the HD. It's full HD, but it could be better. They could move to the UHD as well. This video is being made using Screencastify video recorder and will be shared through an email. I've edited this video using the cut, crop, and text overlay features. If I wanted to send this recording as an email message, I could do it by exporting it to Screencastify on my Google Drive or send it as an MP4. To share the video, I would select who I want to share it with, and in our case, it would be public@unb.edu. I would select Gmail. The pop-up message board would appear, and I would write the message and send it to the recipient. The recipient should be able to open it up and play the message back. If you're an educator, you could use Google Classroom and send an email assignment to your students, and they could open it up as well in an email. In my opinion, this video recording tool is easy to learn, and I can see why educators like it.
I had Camtasia, so I'm going to do the reveal and the review all in one step here, so we're not taking up too much time. My software scored a 32.5, scored very high. We know by the rubric, we saw what the scoring matrices were. The lowest scoring function of Camtasia was going to be the versatility, only because it only runs on Windows and Mac and does not have an online version. It does not record to the cloud and those things. So I'm just going to show you what Camtasia looks like, give you an idea of what the application actually does. This is Camtasia, and what I did earlier today was I recorded basically a screencast of some stuff that I do for photography, right? So what's cool about this is it records the video directly to your hard drive of your computer. It records it to your local hard drive, not to an external hard drive. It will not record externally at all. It has to be on the local drive for this to work. And then once you get the video in, you can scrub, you can manipulate, you can move, you can size, you can resize, you can do all this kind of stuff. And it has a whole bunch of other features where you can basically add in like transitions and all these things. So in the interest of time, the way that I would explain Camtasia basically is video editing light is what it comes down to. It gives you the ability to record your screen, tell a good story, add some transitions, animations, titles, that sort of thing. It's a really good application for doing high-end screen recording. I use it, I'm certified in it. I've taught with it and I use it every day. So I do like this application. All right, I'm going to pitch this back to Janice. She's going to tell us where we're going next.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up our presentation by just talking about our own individual career lenses and how they apply to the tools that we evaluated. So I'm going to start us off with a corporate perspective from a management stance. So for Zoom, most corporations use Zoom universally as a means of remote communication and presentation. So there's this universal shared knowledge of how to use Zoom, and it's simple to follow along. So for most individual departmental needs as it comes to screencasting, it's actually a tool that would adequately serve that. But if we're talking about a more formal learning and development team, it doesn't have the bells and whistles that we really need from a screencasting tool. At that point, we would really need a better tool like the other products that we evaluated. And most often what I've seen used is Camtasia. I'm now going to turn it over to Wanda to talk about screencasting from an L&D perspective.
Yes, from an L&D perspective, I can see where this could be a useful tool in sending out information for pre-work and information to get information on learner analysis. They could do that ahead of time, get the information back instead of doing it the same day that you meet your students. And so I think it would be very effective. Secondly, the people in L&D would like this because it has a free version. They don't have to spend for anything. It's not usually a profit center. So anything of that nature is usually inviting to the learning and development group. Also, the trainers could use it for new hire orientation to send the information out to your new hires so that when they arrive, they'll have things ready. You can explain the organization. They will have already had some kind of background. So I can see L&D getting their feet wet using this product. I don't know how realistic and viable it would be, but nevertheless.
That's great.
Okay, I'd like to pass it on to Kevin.
All right. So I work in education. I work at Rutgers University. I'm a technologist. And Camtasia is an application that I must know how to use. I don't have a choice. As a technologist, I have to support this application because our new media center and our traditional media centers are giving us content that we need to ingest into screencasts or to basically stories that people are telling. This is not my primary editing solution because we have a new media center that does that, but I do a lot of pre-work with faculty and with administrators and staff in Camtasia for the new media centers. We are creating content for them. The only drawback that I would see with this application is it's not something you're going to pick up overnight. It just isn't. It takes time to learn. It has certain nuances, certain things are kind of funky about it. And there are product add-ins, like a whole other product lines that play into this that we just didn't get into with this application. But the company called TechSmith, and they offer multiple other pieces of software that play into Camtasia as well. So when you think of Camtasia, you're not thinking of just a screencasting software. You're thinking of it as like almost like the gateway to a series of products that will let you do a lot of creative work. That's pretty much about Camtasia. So Katie, you want to wrap it up?
Sure. I looked at my product from the standpoint of a faculty, specifically like an adjunct faculty, somebody who's going to be kind of on the go, maybe not have a permanent office, and kind of writing lesson plans as they move about their day. For that reason, I think Screencast O Matic is great because it's accessible on all machines. You just have to log into the website and you have your account. Your account will then have all the videos that you need right there. You can show the videos or launch the videos from the website itself. But also for what I would see an educator needing this for, maybe like a brief software overview or just to kind of talk through an assignment. I think this meets all of those needs perfectly and gives you some good recording capability, especially within the free version.
Okay.
Thank you, Katie. All right, well, that does wrap up our presentation. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions today.
You're welcome.
Do you have any final remarks before we end?
I just think it's good to have such a broad representation of different softwares. And I hope that this presentation helps everyone identify with something that they can use either for free, maybe a little paid, maybe a little training. At least the way I feel about it is I learned great things about 3 other pieces of software from working on this presentation. And I hope that this project for 601 really is something valuable to other students.